All right, with that, we'll bring the meeting of January 5th to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next. We'll get roll call, please.
Counselor Reynolds,
Here.
Mayor Burris, Counselor Sadowski,
Here.
Counselor Christ,
Here.
Counselor Ossinger.
Here. Thank you. Did you have any announcements other than what's on here for one? For the ethics law? No. Alright. First, is change the government ethics law updates to conflict of interest provisions.
So-
you for
Every year brings new stuff, and this is from the Ethics Commission. We've been sent this flyer that was in your packets about identifying conflicts of interest. If I remember right, the OGC requires all elected and appointed officials such as myself and certain department heads to file conflict of interest disclosures. We do that online sometime in February, so we're not gonna make you do anything except for Councilmember Chris. They may have you do it earlier because you're reappointed and as part of your onboarding, you have to do this.
Okay.
But they have changed the definition of conflict of interest. And what they've changed is the potential for conflict of interest. So it's not just declaring whether you have an actual conflict, it's whether you have a potential conflict. And we've given you the sheet so you can know the difference and what to do when it comes there. I'm not gonna go into a lot of detail on this. Just know that as you are filling out your form for the OGEC in February, they will ask you to put the potential conflicts on. And then, of course, it behooves all of us to be as open and transparent in those as we can be, because if anybody ever claims, we can say we declared it. And there it is. So it's again for all of our safety, and we all have to do this. So just thought I'd bring you up to date on the law changes or the ethics commission changes on this, so that you would know well in advance.
Alright. Anybody have any questions? Alright. With that, we will move to public comment section. Any person may address the council after being recognized by the film. However, topics which are under appeal or legal in nature cannot be addressed. Please state your name and address for the record. Time is limited to 3 minutes per person. Anybody? Yeah, just come on up to here and state your name for us.
I am Cal Rayner. I am the owner of Recurrent at 201 Second Street. And I'm here to talk about parking. I know it's been discussed a lot with Justin in the chamber and Terry, I believe as well. And I'm just here to represent myself as a small business owner, and I know many other small business owners who I've talked to are feeling very similar ways about this. To be blunt, if I had known that the city would not be enforcing parking, I would not have opened my business. Because the number one complaint I get, particularly from locals, is that there isn't parking. The first few years, they weren't correct. There was the perception of no parking. But in the last year or 2 years, they are actually correct now. I have the same cars parking up those entire 2 blocks, days and like more than half the week. And this is my first year where I've actually had a decrease in transactions for the year rather than an increase, which has been every other year before. And sorry, I'm so nervous. Anyway, like each parking spot is generally assumed to create $2,000, $20,000 of economic activity in a year. So when you're seeing an entire 2 blocks parked up and not being used for economic activity, we are talking several annual salaries every year, and it has had an extremely, it's had a huge impact on my business as well as many others. So I'm just here to advocate for increased parking enforcement. On that note, I am using PUD's reporting system the first time I did it, they came out that day. Ever since then, they are waiting until the next day to respond, which doesn't help anybody. So,
Is this the, pardon me for
yeah,
interrupting,
go ahead.
is this the reported crime via our text messaging service? You're using?
You know, it's the website where it has like a code enforcement and the vehicle information and all of that.
Okay,
Yeah, and they do mark it off as responded, but the next day, it doesn't help. So,
And which two block, you're right there on Pacific.
Yeah.
On Second there, so you're talking.
Yeah.
That block and,
and the block in front of Brownsville,
Okay.
both of those blocks. And I mean, either, there used to always be parking in front of the primary museum, now there isn't. So, I mean, it is parked up,
that's what I'm wondering, so. Alright,
so,
alright,
any questions?
thank
Okay,
you,
thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Anybody else?
Terry Torres. Hey, I'm glad you came in here, because really that's what I wanted to remind everybody of this week when I came in, was back in August, we did talk about parking being a problem, and we talked about the fact that we were going to take it up in October, and October's come and went, and I don't know that we've started taking it up, but spring's just around the corner, and unfortunately, I always use Kelly as my example, so she's here now. And I talk about how much we struggle downtown as local business owners to make money, and we've got a short period of time that we do really well, and that's in summertime. And so we've got to get this rectified by summer, and she's not wrong. If we walked around Tillamook together tomorrow between 9 AM and 5 PM, I can guarantee 50% of the parking spaces are taken by employee and employers and building owners. She's got John Janik and his group parking over there in front of her. There's nowhere to park over there. And she's an impulse stop, in my opinion. The Dutch Mill, probably not. They'll go around the block for me. So I don't feel like it affects me a lot. But it affects her, it affects Lucky Bear, it affects all of these small businesses. And now I've got to worry about them because they're my renters. And I want her to succeed, I want Kevin Hancock to succeed, and they're not gonna succeed if we don't help them. All of Main Street's plugged up all day long with the Pacific Restaurant, with the Janik crew. Go down Second Street, there's not a parking spot on Lucky Bear's block. Salty Ravens got it plugged, I mean, everybody. We don't enforce it, we don't even try. I've got a car down by my house that parks across the sidewalk all day. And we just drive past them. I mean, we've become a society and a community that reacts to complaints. Maybe.
Or not.
We can't, we've got to be proactive.
Would that new texting app work for that as well?
It's not up to her.
No, I mean, if you saw the same vehicle twice, is all I'm asking. Is,
Oh my gosh.
Instead of going online. Yeah.
I'm seriously, 1505 First Street has a car, his garage is butted up against the sidewalk, so he still feels like it's his driveway. He's parked across the sidewalk and out into the street all day. My kids have to walk around it. And we just drive by that kind of stuff. I drive by it 6 or 8 times a day. If I was a cop, you'd have gotten a ticket already. The parking, that's what I'm hearing. We gotta get this problem fixed.
And I think your number, if I remember correctly, that 20-some thousand was from a long time ago. That was a study,
More now.
that was something that came in like over 10 years ago, so it's probably a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Spivey, business owner at Lucky Bear Soap and building owner. And I didn't plan on talking, but I'll just kind of fill in what I feel like they didn't hit. So I've lived here for 50 years and unfortunately in our town, everything is complaint driven, which sucks. But it's time to smack some hands or whatever you wanna call it. And hand out a few tickets to remind everybody, oh, there are some rules. You know, there's some ethics that need to be followed downtown. And all the business owners know, they've told their employees, they've been reminded, it's not, it's nothing new. And I just like to see the city cops stop by, and my whole storefront is windows, I can see out every day. And the only time I see city cops downtown is when they're eating snacks next door at Sarasota's. Nobody's patrolling. I had, I can't think of his name right now, but I think he's like a retired cop who walked around the fair. He stopped in and said, hey, I'm trying to put together a salary for myself. We just need each business owner to pitch in $150 each. And then I can patrol and check the downtown businesses. And I said, well, isn't that the job of our city cops? And he's like, well, you know, this would be just for city business owners. And then I explained to him how hard it was to collect $15 from each business to create this flyer that we made to promote our businesses, and that wouldn't fly. And then I suggested, I'm on Second Street right across from the Lake Herald, and I pointed to the intersection and I said, but at least 200 times a day, people fly through that intersection and don't stop at the stop sign, so there's a revenue that would generate your salary. Again, people flying through stop signs and fast. And I'm just wondering, where are the city cops, during the day? You know, and I know we're supposed to be talking about parking, but this blatant drug activity on Second Street, literally on the sidewalk, and we just, we need some people to show up. I've talked to Megan several times, and it sounded like there was a parking enforcement person in the works. And then I talked to Justin a couple days ago, and he said that there actually is someone with that position. Well, where are they? Cause we're not seeing that happen. And I'm not saying somebody needs to, you know, be a crazy Nazi and go around and be ticketing people every single day, but it should just take once to be, for, you know, businesses to be reminded. There's a business downtown that in the summertime, 8 employees that park all day long and fill up the entire street. And they know that they're not supposed to, but what's the consequence? There's no consequence. So I'd like to see that happen, because pretty soon, you know, if there are no local businesses to support, and there's not gonna be much of a downtown. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Michael Del Rosa.
Oh, okay. Anybody else? Did we have anybody online? One. Okay, wasn't sure. Oh, okay. Perfect. Next would be presentations. We have enterprise zone. Yeah. Oh,
Gary Cooper, I'm the director of the Economic Development Council of Tillamook County. And I guess a little bit of a review, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the enterprise zone, so. The enterprise zone is a statewide program. That we opted into in 1999. So it's been around for a while. It is a property tax exemption for either new businesses that move here and build something, or existing businesses that expand and add something to their current business. So it's kind of an automatic thing for the first 3 years. If they meet the criteria, they have a meeting with myself and Eva Fletcher from the county, and we send their paperwork into to the state and they get approved. There is a possibility that they can get an extra 2-year exemption, but it requires approval. And it also requires that they pay salaries, and I don't know if I put the salary schedule in there, and it changes every year, so it's not something that you would need to see, but For this year, it's about $52,000 that they have to pay. So it's, that 2-year exemption has only been used, to my knowledge, one time, though, and that was back in 2013. So it's a good program in that it allows people or business owners to add something, either equipment or build a new building or anything like that. It can never take anything off the tax rolls, it's already on the tax rolls. It's only for new equipment or new buildings, stuff like that. So what we're asking is we have a local business that's wanting to do an expansion, and they're not growing in the enterprise zone. So we are asking to add their property to the enterprise zone. And they are located in B charts, so they don't really impact the city of Tillamook, because the city of Tillamook is a sponsor of the enterprise zone, they have to approve it.
Jerry, can I interrupt you on this? So for Tillamook County, the enterprise zone as it was originally set up was a collaboration of several cities and the county. So the way the resolution was done, as I understand it, is the entirety of Tillamook City, the entirety of Bay City, the entirety of Garibaldi, right? The school districts have to be involved, so both school districts and the county for the unincorporated areas such as Neatarts, right? The reason this comes before us, even though it doesn't affect us, and we could have businesses that could expand or could relocate and use these tax benefits. But the reason we are involved, even though the active application isn't for Tillamook City, is because this conglomeration for the EDC, everybody has to sign off or it can't happen, right? So we have to give our blessing in order for this to happen. And again, it doesn't really hurt us, doesn't help us, we're kind of neutral about it. But if providing this okay, so that this business out in Neatarts can expand a little bit and stay in Neatarts, then, you know, rising tide lifts all boats type of mentality, you know, the more business they get, the more business there may be for others coming out there that have to pass through Tillamook to get there. Do I have that fair?
Right, so, and the exemption is not for all types of businesses. It's mostly for trading sector type businesses, industrial, manufacturing, that type of thing. So it doesn't cover retail or restaurants or stuff like that. So it's really to encourage new jobs. Is why the program started in the beginning. So they have to agree to hire at least one new person when they get the exemption. So, like you said, we're asking for this to be added for this, just one, I think you have the map, it's one tiny little piece of property in Neatarts. It's 2 acres. It's Jacobs and Salt, I think you're all familiar with that company, so it's a good growing, strong business in Tillamook County, and we sure wanna, help them any way we can, I think. But, I don't know if you have any questions.
Yeah, you mentioned something about taxes work. Which tax, how does that work? What does it do?
So it's property tax exemption. So all
For
property
how long?
for 3 years automatically when they meet the criteria, with the possibility of adding a 4th and 5th year. As long as they meet the, it has to go through approval process again to get that extra cheese. Plus, they have to meet the salary requirements.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
All right.
Thank you very much.
So this is the presentation you've got later in the agenda,
Correct.
potential resolution if you want to support this.
Thank you very much. All right, next we have recognition of Officer Lynn Lockman, 20 years of service.
You can come this way.
Come on.
We're dragging you, you can stay there, so everybody. Yeah. So Lynn, I'm super excited to be able to recognize you tonight and through this plaque, which I'll read. 20 years of service recognition and honor Officer Lynn Loffman for his faithful and dedicated service to the city of Tillamook, the Tillamook Police Department, and the community since December 2nd, 2005. The city of Tillamook and its members of the Tillamook Police Department extend our sincere gratitude to Officer Loftman and his family. With respect and appreciation, we thank you for your 20 years of commitment, professionalism, and service dated this 5th day of January 2026. Thank you. Thank you. What I always. I think it's really important that we recognize our staff of the city who have spent and dedicated so much time of their life doing really difficult work at times. Lynn and I have been through 20 years. I worked with Lynn for 20 years. And Lynn has always been a solid person that I can go to. And Lynn is one of very few that actually come to me and ask how I'm doing. Which I really appreciate because he sees and he calls me out in times when I know that I need help, so I appreciate that and thank you. Thank you. All right, I'll get a picture. Very cool.
Picture time?
Picture. You want to do this?
Why are we just taking one through the window over there just a second ago?
Well, I think, well,
But you all want the council,
You all want all of us?
sure, yes.
Why not?
come on up to the front.
Come on up here, guys.
You can
Oh, let's go this way, 'cause we got a camera on there. Here.
In here. Temporarily, 2005. Yeah.
nothing more permanent, something that's
We're
temporary.
squeezing. Who's got the camera?
What?
I'll be in your way. That'll be good.
Yeah, Jamie, you should get in on this too. You've
No,
been here since the get-go.
I have been here too long.
And Officer Sadler's here,
No.
is he even 20 yet?
Oh.
It's almost.
They just were done.
You are.
So ready, that's what it says.
I know.
I think better.
Okay. Next is new business. Request to adopt resolution renaming String of Pearls Enterprise Zone and amending its boundaries.
This is what we talked about. This is
Talked about.
Harry Cooper's deal.
Yeah, we're just changing it, we've got a lot of flack for that thing, so we're, and that one of our city managers, one of the other ones said that is not on the string. So we decided to change it to just Tillamook County. Make it, so. Before it's kind of all in my mind, maybe that's what I want. It was, here while the Bay City, it was all kind of in that line. But now in charge it's not, so.
Really quick question. Is there a reason that Wheeler, Manzanita, and Hale are not like it?
So the reason, I don't know the reason this all happened prior to me being here, but, my guess is the reason is they don't have a lot of industrial type manufacturing businesses. And, or land available for such things. And the state limits the amount of acreage you can, out of your county that you can put into the enterprise zone. So it's not like we can say, oh, let's just cover the whole county. It doesn't work that way.
I move that we adopt resolution R 10526. A resolution renaming the String of Pearls Enterprise Zone and amending its boundaries.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Question.
Questions called. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Passes by the council. See you. Thank you. All right. Now is our annual appointment of council president.
I move to appoint Brian as council president.
Moved and seconded.
Yes.
Who was the second?
Question?
Questions?
Both sides of the movement that's gonna vote for it.
Yeah. All of those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right.
I'm not gonna point it forward, but doesn't he have to accept the nomination?
He already accepted it.
It's a teacher thing, I love being there.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you. All right, and now, request to declare Ward 6 vacancy following the resignation of Councilor Stryker.
We're very sad to see Councilor Shriver choose to leave the council. We feel like she was an effective leader and effective member of our council. But due to reasons, she's chosen to resign and the mayor accepted that resignation. So as we've done with 2 other seats this year, we're going to declare this vacant and advertise for people to join us.
Does that need to be by motion again? I can't remember, or by vote, or is it just?
Yeah, it has to be voted, yes.
That's what I thought.
I move that we declare Ward 6 vacant.
Second.
All right, move in second. Any other discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Passed.
Mr. Mayor, before we move on.
Yes,
Chelsea, do we know where she was at in her term? Her filling, I think it's more than 2 years, right?
She was
Or
just,
is this,
it will be up just because she resigned, so it will be end of December. Her
Yeah.
term was, it's the second half of her term, she was just
okay,
reelected,
okay.
but
So, just so that everybody's aware, this election season will have huge consequences on our city council. By my count, there are at least 5 seats between city council and the mayor's seat that'll be up for election this fall. So, and 2 of those, so there we have our normal complement of council seats that are up for their 4-year term, but 2 of those will be filling the unexpired terms for Dean seat and Ward 6 seat. What was that?
Am I the only one up, not really, not?
I'm only 2 years in.
yes,
2, 4,
and
and 6, and the mayor.
yeah,
So,
just laws and evens.
But Dean's will be on the ballot because of the
Because of the
finishing the
finishing the term.
non-expired term.
Yeah, so just throwing that out there, mostly for Jane's benefit and in the newspaper, that we could see some dramatic changes to our city council the next year.
Have we had anybody for Ward 2?
Nope.
No. All right. Well, next, we will move to request to make councilor liaison appointments to Tillamook Urban Renewal Agency and the Planning Commission. Anybody want to do?
yeah, everybody on that side.
Everybody likes it.
I'm fine staying those,
You.
the Turo.
So Garrett's gonna stay on turn. And then I'll stay on the planning one for now till we get a full vote. If someone wants to, we can do that.
Was John the return?
John was the other tour. Did you by chance, are we gonna?
I'm looking it up right now.
I know, I just thought about
We were supposed to have them.
Well,
it. Well, we have to, but do we have to have to? Is it that's what we can?
I don't know, that gives it set, so I was thinking with you on, that's
Very well, always been to.
yeah, there's always been 2 of my time.
I think that's right. And I don't want to, but I will stay, because there's not a whole lot of counselors to spread the committees.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. All right. All right, well, I guess we don't need to look it up because we have 2 willing. All right. So that's
Just in case somebody wants to get out of the jail free card, we'll make the time around. We should know this.
yeah, I think so. All right, well. We'll move to reports. I have nothing this time. That's the city manager comments.
Shout out to the city staff that held things together while I was away, traveling for the last couple of weeks. And especially Chelsea, who provided my notes for tonight, because my brain just wasn't working enough to do it, so. Couple of things that we wanna go through. Tomorrow I am attending, emergency management meetings, at the port. This is part of our, incident command, stuff that we have to have. We have to have at least one certified person, usually it's the administrator, and official, we're working on getting elected official later. So I'll be doing that. Wanna make sure that you guys know, our survey for RCAC is going out a week from today. And this is the income survey that we need everybody to respond to. We need to have 90% response rate of the 300 residents or 300 plus residents that will receive the actual survey. Everybody will receive a letter talking about the survey, but only about 300 will receive the actual survey. And we need those people to respond. We don't care what the responses are, if you can send the envelope back with the response. Now,
Is it okay to interrupt that? Clarify again, because when you and I met, the three of us met.
Yeah.
Can you help me understand that better? And
Yeah,
it makes
so-
really good sense for those of us that are newcomers
Yeah.
or considering that most of the public won't understand why
Yeah.
it's so important, so.
This is important because under certain guidelines, and I'm gonna speak very carefully here because I don't want to disparage anything or we can't influence things one way or the other.
Right.
There are certain financial products such as grants and loans and stuff that require demographic studies be done. Most of those rely on the Census Bureau demographics that come out every 10 years. We do not feel that the Census Bureau demographics for the city are completely accurate. And so the only way to go about challenging that in any way is to do our own study. And we've received a grant to do this study that involves demographics and income, right? And the idea is that this will provide a more specific tale of what our demographics and income levels are than what we get out of the Census Bureau and what we've gotten out of the Census Bureau. With the hopes that with the results of this study, we will then be eligible, because we'll have this more detailed analysis, we will be eligible for more grants than we are now to provide things like infrastructure for sewer and water. For example, our water line and sewer line upgrades that we just received that $7.2 million loan. We received several $7 million from federal subsidies on this, and then we've gotten this business mortgage loan for $7 million to make up the difference. One of the reasons we had to get that loan is because we didn't qualify for further grants through Business Oregon to make up that financing. So the hope is that by providing this data analysis that is more specific and more detailed for Tillamook, that with what we know about our demographics, that we will appear more attractive for the need-based grants.
Great, thanks.
Does that answer?
Oh, yeah.
What we need?
Thought that get that out there so people
Yeah.
understand why.
Yeah, and this is super important. So, speaking of that water line project, the bid opening is Thursday. And we've had something in the range of 16 or 18 qualified bidders for this project. We're actually really impressed at how many contractors qualified and came. We had they all had to pre-qualify and meet certain metrics to be able to bid. We've received those bids and we'll be opening them on Thursday, so that's an exciting thing. A reminder that the council retreats is on Saturday, the 24th from 9 to 12 at the Forest Service Building. We'll be talking about the council's goals for the next year and kind of a work plan for staff and how we want to make sure that we're spending our time. And then your next city council meeting on the 20th at 6 o'clock will be a stakeholder meeting for our new camping ordinance. We are required to provide This will be a work session, but it's a way for us to invite targeted stakeholders. We have invited all of the people that have recently commented in city council meetings about the RVs and such for this revised camping ordinance that has been drafted. It's currently finalizing legal muster to make sure that we've crossed T's and dotted I's, to make sure we're compliant with Oregon laws and federal laws and all that. But we hope to have this stakeholder meeting at your next council meeting, and then we will bring the ordinance to you for possible adoption.
Will that be the work session beforehand?
That is the work session, 6 o'clock, yep, but and before the regular council meeting. I know that our police department and the people we've been talking about in our committees about this issue are very, very excited about this ordinance. It matches a lot of the input that we've got from folks in the community, matching some other cities that have been done that pass judicial muster. And really gives us more tools in our toolbox to be able to address the needs of the community on that issue. So that stakeholder meeting will be on the 20th at 6 p.m. And then finally, I'm going to ask Chelsea to put up on our monitors this piece of correspondence that we received before I left for Christmas. She's not gonna be able to come up this year.
Oh, I can, just give me 1 second, you just keep talking.
So, we got an email, the mayor and I did, from a, public works director in, you're gonna have to remind me of the city now, in St. Helens, whose, young daughter, sent this email, and I'm gonna read this. A few weeks ago, my family and I had the opportunity to visit the beautiful cities of Tillamook and Nestwood. Recently, I learned about the unfortunate flooding in the area, and my 8-year-old daughter Celine was deeply moved when she saw the news. Her compassion led her to create the attached drawing, which you can see on the screen here, hoping that we're okay. And she insisted I reach out to you. She wanted to send her support and let you know that she is thinking of the citizens of Tillamook during this challenging time. Her wish is to help in any way she can, even if it's just through these small tokens of encouragement. I'm passing this along on her behalf, as she is very adamant that I connect with you directly. Thank you for your dedication and service to the community. We wish you all the best as you work through this difficult situation, and we hope for brighter days ahead for everyone in Tillamook. And that's from Muhammad Zahar, Public Works Director in St. Helens. So we received this and thought, I responded to the email right away saying, thank you, we appreciate this. But one thing we did extra is we put together a little care package. And we put some stickers and some pens, stuff with orange and the cow and everything. And we sent that to Celine, care of her dad. And we did get a response back. Again, good morning. This was just last Friday. I wanted to express my sincere thanks for the fact that you said for Celine last week. She was absolutely delighted by it. And your thoughtful gesture truly made her day. Wishing everyone in the city a new year filled with happiness, health, and safety. So it wasn't a big thing, it was just some stickers and stuff, but we've posted the original drawing that we received here at City Hall. We'll hang it up in the window for a while through the rainy season at least, but just for the public record, wanted to thank Celine for her thinking of us, and glad that we could make her day and sending her some Tillamook swag. That's the feel good moment for today. So those are my comments.
All right. Perfect. Oh, we did have. Thank you for doing this, getting on the council, putting your time in for this, and a thank you from me for Sylvia for putting her time in. Like I've said before, it's a lot, there's a lot to it, so thank you, it's gonna be tough finding people, but yeah, she did good, so, go ahead.
My assistant manager has notified me that I forgot something on my comment.
Okay.
The chamber gala on the 24th. We needed the official head count by today. I think we had just said.
By tonight,
Yeah, we would have to turn stuff in.
Tentatively.
You can sit with us, think this way.
You're gonna go?
Yeah,
I will, if you are, if you include me.
I think we've got seats, I think we decided we needed 2 tables,
Yeah, I'll do 2 tables.
and we're good.
Gotcha.
Super.
That's why I thought we had.
Yeah.
We had covered.
Yeah, it's just.
Okay,
We talked about that.
okay,
All right,
okay,
perfect, that it,
yeah, sorry.
no worries. Council comments. Barry?
Just a reminder to the public that dark nights, wet nights, and lots of activities hanging around the schools, so please be cautious and careful going through the schools on Zoom.
Nothing tonight.
Just kudos to not only city, but also county and state in their response to the storms. Just great work all the way across. I've managed to go through Highway 6 twice, just minutes after they opened, back last few weeks ago, and then right before last. So, but incredible work here, there, everywhere. So pretty great.
All right, next we have minutes for Monday, December 15th, work session and regular session. I'm going to approve the minutes for Monday, December 15th, 2025.
Second.
Okay. Moving second, any
Is
others?
Is that both the work session and the regular session?
Both, that's why I'm at.
Thanks for the vote.
Thank you for clarifying. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Passes.
I move that we authorize the 10 bills.
Second.
Eagles for second.
Thank you.
And can you please poll the council?
Yes. Counselor Reynolds,
Aye.
Counselor Sandusky,
Aye.
Counselor Chris,
Aye.
Counselor Hobson.
Aye.
That passes and we will adjourn. Done.
Oops.